Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely radical reinterpretation of reality. We're going to explore a fascinating theoretical framework where a central node processes delayed data to generate a beautifully hierarchized, multi-layered reality. I'm literally so thrilled to guide you through this because, honestly, it completely flips how we understand our very existence.
So, to kick things off, I want you to just throw out everything you think you know about physics. Seriously, clear the slate for a minute. Look around the room you're in right now. Is the 3D space we live in actually a physical container, or is it just a post hoc rendering? Like, what if it's literally just the output of a massive cosmic calculation happening right before your eyes? You see, the traditional view holds that space is this rigid, physical stage where events just happen. But the paradigm we're looking at today presents a mind-bending alternative. Space-time isn't the stage at all. It's merely the output of a vast information processing system. It's a calculated result. Wild, right?
To keep us grounded, here's our roadmap. We'll look at space-time as a calculation, Einstein's shortcut, the three-layer universe, the information officer node, hierarchized space-time, and finally, an emergent universe.
All right, jumping into part one, space-time as a calculation. How exactly could the universe just be calculating its own existence?
The absolute crucial point here is that reality is fundamentally built on delayed information. Because, light takes time to travel. Every single bit of light you see is old news. So the speed of light isn't just some cosmic speed limit. You can actually think of it as the rendering time of the universe. The reality you're experiencing right this very second is essentially stitched together from delayed, fragmented information arriving at your eyes.
Which brings us to part two, Einstein's shortcut. This is a fascinating critique of our current standard model of physics. So the theory suggests Einstein took a brilliant mathematical shortcut by treating the universe as a perfectly synchronized grid, basically assuming clocks can be synchronized everywhere instantly. But in reality, information is strictly bound by the speed of light, causing this messy, localized lag. By assuming a pre-existing synchronized grid, standard relativity kind of skips over the actual physical mechanism of how that delay is processed. Okay, moving to part three, the three-layer universe. Let's see how the source material solves this problem without relying on that shortcut. It brilliantly borrows an analogy from deep learning AI. Basically, the universe operates in layers. First, you have the input layer. Picture countless local frontline observers, like individual atoms or camera eyes, gathering raw, fragmented data right where they are. Then there's the output layer at the very top, the king, representing the final, rendered, objective public spacetime we all seem to agree on. But the real magic? That happens right in the middle, the hidden layer, the information officer. Let's zoom in on part four, the information officer node. This is without a doubt the most crucial part of this entire system. Everything really hinges on this hidden layer. The information officer functions as a crucial node, a literal convergence point. It gathers delayed, scattered light rays from different past moments, absorbing them into a single, unified point of processing. The information officer is this node, just continuously capturing delayed light from all across the universe. Meanwhile, out in the vast universe, those individual frontline observers at the input layer are constantly experiencing their own highly localized now. And they instantly transmit these fragmented reports via electromagnetic waves straight to the information officer. So think of it like this central node is just constantly getting bombarded with delayed reports from all over the cosmos. This takes us to part five, hierarchized space-time diagrams. What on earth does the information officer do with all this chaotic, delayed data? Well, to understand the math the officer is doing, we first need to define a passed light cone. In physics, a passed light cone is really just the bubble of delayed information reaching you at any given second. It's the absolute limit of what you can see or know about the past from your specific location right now. And remember, every single observer has their own completely unique passed light cone. Here is where it gets really cool. The information officer, acting as that central node, receives these countless fragmented past light cones. By reverse engineering the time delays, it literally forces these individual perspectives into an inclusive relationship. It nests them together. By aligning all these delayed reports, the node builds a multi-layered, hierarchized Minkowski spacetime diagram entirely from the bottom up. It's not a pre-existing stage at all. It's a completely generated hierarchy. As you can see, the messy, localized data points are algorithmically translated by the officer.
Through that inclusive nesting relationship we just talked about, the raw data is mathematically smoothed out into the clean Cartesian grid that the output layer, the king, eventually sees as public reality. The hierarchy literally transforms chaos into order.
And finally, part 6, an emergent universe. So what does this hierarchized processing actually mean for the physical universe we think we live in? The epiphany here is honestly profound. When we talk about special relativity, time dilation, space contraction, we usually imagine the physical universe physically stretching like rubber. But under this model, time dilation and Lorentz contraction are just data processing algorithms. Seriously, they're simply the mathematical corrections the information officer node uses to cancel out the asymmetries of information delay. Relativity is basically just the software ensuring the final rendered map of the universe looks consistent and smooth for everyone.
This aligns perfectly with cutting-edge relational quantum mechanics. It perfectly echoes the view that spacetime is not a pre-existing background, but a shadow emerging from the network of information exchange. Reality is essentially a multi-layered projection constructed by information nodes.
Which leaves us with a truly haunting thought to ponder. If everything around you, the room, the sky, the stars, is just a beautifully rendered, hierarchized map of delayed past data stitched together by an information officer, what does the actual, raw, unprocessed now look like before the calculation even happens? Does it even have a shape? Well, thanks for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this completely changed how you look at the space around you.